人会玩一些比较奇怪的英雄，包括鳄鱼现在会走剧中啊，或是阿里这些比较冷门的角色。我们队伍的策略基本上都是机密，那我们会在比赛上一一的展现出来。
我每次练习的时候都会尝试新的玩法，就在团练的时候。成功代表台湾出战超级杯，我很开心，但因为也快比赛了，没有时间庆祝。
最期待的队伍应该是菲律宾第一那个 ANI， 因为我们之前在训练赛有交手过，那他们也是实力跟策略都还不错的一支队伍。
我最想遇到的是来自菲律宾的 ANI， 因为我们团练的时候遇到他们蛮厉害的。没有特别想遇到的选手。
赢下超级杯的意义对我来说，就是看到我还有我自己队友的成长吧。对我来说也是一种证明。
如果成功赢得这次的超级杯，应该是我选手生涯一个很大的里程碑。但我希望我们可以取得更好的成绩。
对于想要投入这些赛事的玩家们，我觉得要有相当的热情，因为这个训练量是蛮大的，很容易就把你的热情给磨灭了。我想跟我的粉丝们说，谢谢你们一路支持我到现在，那我会继续努力，然后继续拿冠军。
我想对我的粉丝说，谢谢你支持我，我会继续努力的，谢谢。
instead moves into the loving arms of Evil's Esports to take him down. Now tension coming onto the Renekton. It's Renekton in the back line, looking to try and get this kill on the Kino, but it's a difficult kill for Valdez. Valdez goes a little bit too aggressive, goes golden, survives a little bit long against Kiro. And look for too risky of a play as QWQ sits right on top of Ward. I'm not sure that's where they want to be. Shotwave over on the top, but yes, the Ragnarok is the trade back onto this Orianna. Orianna goes down, but he gets the kill onto the Renekton too. Into the back line, Azur, what a monster, what a beast. Pulls it with the
He's gonna get 3!
jumping in with the flash. Latest of force bit of Geek Fam to reset. Instead, they're just going to look to try and move in, but Surovec is such a big presence, such a big threat. Not too much they can do here.
Yeah, just throws down the smoke now. Henry in, Taunt, should be able to find the kill, but he's not going to get the Baron. That Baron over the Geek Fam. A double kill, Ozurabeki. Oh my!
7k go down.
Ozurabeki caught by the Hextech ultimatum. Oh, you're gonna have the heroic entrance on top, cancelled out by the stasis, but the taunt is there. And it's another kill to Alihan. They're gonna chase Rumpel down. Good management of turret aggro. The Shang steps up, maybe trying to finish off Jelson, but there's simply no way that works out as Geek Fam continue to walk ever further forward. Misura will go down in trade, but that is the only trade as Carl hits a flash hook shot for a kill, and this should be
good for SVTC.
Both sides looking pretty okay here. Kiev flashes away as it's the flash ball coming in from the Seraphine. So Mega Furball comes in, gets the execute, claims the kill. Now into the back end and take down the Seraphine right away. Hex also into a lockdown 3. But it looks like Tommy's the one getting locked down. He goes down. Kaisa claims the kill for that one. We're trying to trade back, but he goes down. It's a triple kill for this Kaisa. Now looking for a Quadra.
See it, Kalia, here comes a catch.
That survivability isn't going to matter if he just dies right away. Moving into the backline, Tipper is trying to jump back over onto the Janna, shipping to find this kill. Instead, the A9 takes him down. He's dead. He's gone. There's nothing left for him to do. Azar over to the back end. Hatsui jumps in, gets the assassination over on the G4. Cats in and survives a little bit longer. But look at the damage coming in for the Rebel Vest. He goes down to it. Miracle over the side. Cats in and flashes with the wall. Tries to survive a little bit longer.
Good, and here comes the jump. And this will still be the spike coming from Megatron as they get knocked up by the Euro entrance. While the Corki gets stuck as well. And it's a dive all the way to the base. I don't think Valve can do anything about this, but the Minions are already ticking out. Is there going to be enough?
Oh no!
And it's not going to be expecting. Not enough at all. Carl not getting the focus on the Dragon. They're having to help our slow. This is where Azar about to pick up another kill. And the Ranger is already off the map. Is there going to be enough help? This will still be Team Secret taking them on for an ace eventually. But
a lot of TCs open. But no ultimates for QWQ, forced to back away.
Flash tornado out of Miracle. Baron picks up. Miracle will be in trouble, but still finds the kill. And Valdez stasis is behind the turret as he chases down more kills. You're back for Amihan. This feels... I mean, I do always ask for teams to force Baron fights. I suppose I'm guessing that. No HP left. SSK into the pit. Baron goes to Amihan. Oh, and an excellent tidal wave as well for Northoros. Amihan have no doubt whatsoever. They get the Baron presented by Clove, and they'll get even more, leading up this team fight.
Onto here will be very devastating, but Geekfam comes in.
Flank. Moonfall, flash away. Ozurabeki stays alive, so there's Momo. Chasing Corruption, dives into the backline. CWJ, incredibly low. Rich is already dead. SSK, hits stasis. He'll die as well.
BJ will be the only one remaining into the mid side just a little bit longer, as now it's going to be another fight occurring into the jungle side. SSK will be low, but Flash will be there to save its life. Golden Feet will go for the defense as well. Diva will get the kill onto CWJ. Control will go for the Cataclysm onto Golden Feet. The Feather Storm will be forced as well, as that will be a line getting a triple. They have
we're back at it again. Yesterday, we witnessed Group A and Group B go through these really intense, grueling matches to figure out who's top seed and who's going to be a no seed, as one of the teams from each group was already eliminated. I believe from Group A, we did see QWQ go, and for Group B, Geek Fam also go. Now it's only C and D to remain. My name is Asarai, and of course joining me now is Gamernism, HungryCast, and Autolose, and we'll be your panel for this summer Super Cup. But before all of that, of course, we would like to thank our sponsors, Globe, company bringing first world connectivity to all of the Philippines, letting us know that your favorite champions are on Summer Mode 2. Gather your friends and dive into the League of Legends Wild Rift pool party by registering to Go50 with 5 gigabytes of data and complete the pool party missions to earn a limited icon, champion poses, and more. So load now via the Globe One app. Of course, from Oppo, one of our awesome sponsors as well. Be ready to live life at full speed with the Oppo A74 5G. Empower your daily gaming with 5G connection, 5,000 milliampere mega battery. Wow, that's actually pretty big. And 18-watt fast charging. Go for that win streak and get the new Oppo A74 5G. And of course, Andox, serving every Filipino with meals made straight from the heart. Special thanks as well to Mineski Philippines and Riot Games for organizing this amazing, amazing tournament. Now, with all said and done, guys, just wanted to get your thoughts real quick about what you think about the matches that will be happening for today.
Oh, hold on. Brennan is, you might want to unmute yourself up, buddy. I think you were going on a whole monologue about appreciating the matches yesterday. I think you're back on now. Okay. Try again, buddy. Try again. Hold on. Is he still muted? Is he still muted? Okay, you know what? Greta, I'm going to take over your point. Apparently, you're somehow still muted. And you know, this happens every time. I feel like we watch the LCS when we go on these remote things. Oh, panel, and then someone's muted, right? We always have these things. But what Greta was alluding to essentially is to appreciate the scope of matches today. We kind of have to take a look at yesterday's games. And we were kind of looking at the idea of tiebreakers and how things were going to shake out. At the end of it, though, it was EWOS Esports from Group A and Amihan Esports to get the bye through. For the most part, though, I mean, I have to shout out my boys Alliance. You know, they make it through the group stages. We kind of all expected that. They couldn't get the bye, unfortunate. But today's Group C and Group D games is going to be a whole other can of worms. I think when you look at Group D, because everyone is kind of, you know, tied 1 and 2 from second and fourth, there's going to be some contest there. I think Autolose can talk about it a little bit more.
That's right. So I think we will have tiebreakers for today. Yesterday, we didn't really have any, but in this particular day, in group letter C, we have Cerberus and one team. I expected them to have a best of 3 series because one team will definitely get the upper hand later this this day progresses. And on Group D, we have 3 teams that has a record of 1-2. Rock, paper, and scissors. Berjaya is defeating MVP. MVP is defeating Buriram, and Buriram is defeating Berjaya. So I don't know how to predict Group D in total, but it's just going to be an exciting day overall.
I just wanted to point out as well that with that in said, you know, for Group D, that just means that there is so much more. Honestly, again, going back into it, I honestly thought that Buriram United should be one of the teams that would probably be top seed or second seed coming out from Group D. But yeah, again, Grandin, looking at these particular teams, do you have any thoughts about what might transpire for Group C, or actually especially Group D, that, as Alus did mention, has 3 tiebreakers without the matches from today happening?
It's pretty tight. You know, the fact that we're playing a double round robin, there's a good chance that some teams will end up tying. And overall, it's been tough to say. My prediction score is way down there after yesterday. The games were so crazy. You know, QWQ got a great upset win over SBTC. You know, EVOS Esports dropped the game. Amihan Esports dropped the game. I'm so amazed by the level of gameplay that comes out from teams that were seated lower after the first 2 days of competition, and coming back in, they're looking so much better.
Yep, you look at this, you know, there were definitely some surprising upsets yesterday. Today looks to be no different coming in, especially, we talked a lot about Group D, but Group C is the one I kind of have my eyes on because Impunity Esports, our second seed from the Singapore region, has yet to find a win, right? Today is the day where they come out strong, I think, and hope to maybe, you know, upset 1 or 2 teams to make things a little bit more interesting.
And on Group C, meanwhile, I think Flash Wolves will not drop a game at all. Group A, Evas has a loss. Group B, Amihan has a loss, but Flash Wolves will remain perfect in this group. I don't think Berjaya, MVP, and Buriram has what it takes to upset this strong powerhouse from Flash Wolves at the moment, because in their current form, they're just so good.
I definitely resonate with your thoughts there, Autoluz. Now, going forward from, witnessing or seeing these group standings, we're going to be looking, of course, quickly at the prize pool for the Summer Super Cup. And just quickly brushing up into it, first place is $25,000 US, and of course, everybody is going to be getting a cut of the lion's share. I believe, as TJ did say, to teams that were kind of eliminated, or not kind of, but eliminated from yesterday, they still get a bit of the prizings, a total of $150,000 US. And then, of course, when everything is said and done with the prize pool, we're now going to be looking at the matches for today, and this is where I think we get started with the juicy stuff for us to see who will be able to get out of Group C and Group D. Maybe not unscathed, but still alive, as one team will be eliminated from each of these matches. Now, looking into this one, I'm going to throw it to Grandin real quick. Which one of these is, or are you looking forward to the most?
I think the one I'm looking forward to the most is probably Onyx Esports versus Cerberus Esports. I think that Onyx is a team that has a decent chance to take that win away from Cerberus, and Cerberus looks so strong in their group right now. They have to face some competition. This could be a great chance for them to get upset and kind of contest that spot to leading into it. So Onyx really want to pick up this win and push for that highest seeding within the group.
Yep, and on my end, any match with Berjaya Dragons is a match to watch out for, because like I said yesterday when we were closing out the panel, they have very high highs but very low lows as well, and it's tough to measure what the average is. Going up against MVP early in the day is going to be a good sort of pace setter before they take on Flash Wolves later on. All in all, though, this is the end of the group stages. We're looking at today as the be-all, end-all before we move into playoffs. But Berjaya Dragons here, this is their final chance to really, solidify what their average is and hopefully make a strong statement about how they want to approach the playoffs.
I'll make it quick. I agree with Hungry totally on this one. Match 3, Berjaya versus MVP. Again, we have that three-way tie in 1-2, and this is actually going to set the pace in Group D overall. So definitely the match that I'm waiting to see in this particular round.
I like how we're kind of just holding hands with these matches. I actually have to hold Grandin's hand virtually, though, because of course you know what's happening. But I do agree. I think Onyx versus Cerberus is probably one of the matches that I'm most looking forward to in this first set of 6 matches, just because, again, I've already kind of mentioned in the previous days that I felt like Onyx always gets robbed of the situation. Now, moving forward to our next 6 matches, it is going to be a bit of a doozy. If I'm going to be quickly brushing it up onto it, there's one team or a match, and that's actually one team versus Cerberus that I'm very much looking forward to here.
Yeah, I'm back to holding your hand here virtually, because the last time I tried to give you a fist bump, you kind of left me hanging. Cerberus Esports,
Bro,
team
I'm sorry.
In a strong spot. Cerberus Esports, they should be able to grab first seed if they can get this win. Of course, they have a couple of matches earlier. Those should be a little bit more straightforward. I know the Onyx one, I said that Onyx might have a chance, but honestly, the toughest opponent so far is likely going to be One Team Esports. Really looking forward to see how this match pans out for these two teams.
Yep, and for me, continuing down this journey of the Berjaya Dragons, it's going to be them against Flash Wolves here, which is going to be, for all intents and purposes, like the final boss, right? That is going to be the second last match for the day. It's also more than likely going to decide the fate of Berjaya Dragons and how they exit group stages, or if they even exit group stages at all.
Right, and for me, it's going to be match 10 as well, because Cerberus, again, guys, Cerberus is the second seed from Vietnam, right? Not the first seed. And on the other hand, we have one team currently at the second of their group. They are the first seed of Taiwan. So, well, logically speaking, one team should be better than Flash Wolves. So match 10, I'm really thinking that one team will have the upper hand on that one, and we will really have tiebreakers later down the line.
That's it for our schedule for today. And that just means, again, there's so much on the line for these teams, especially, I think, for Group D, just because everybody's still running towards that second seed. I think some of you mentioned already that nobody's probably going to be stealing the top seed away from the Flash Wolves. So we're just going to be looking at somebody who could try to at least be underneath them and still secure a nice little seeding into the playoffs. Now, moving forward into this one, guys, we're going to be looking at the first match that we do have for today. That is going to be Onyx versus one team. I believe we saw this the other day as well, and one team just decimated Onyx, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, looking into Onyx first, we do have this particular roster of nitty and gritties where I think, again, it just seems like they're just one step away from being amazing. And one of the players that I didn't kind of see was that good, that really led this team, was definitely Susugaja.
Yeah, Susugaja has had some on and off performances on this Dragon Laner as the marksman for the team. You know, occasionally he comes online and is able to do a lot, but at the same time, there have also been moments where he's zoned out the fight entirely. He's so far away. Polka and Phoenix are so aggressive. They lead the front line forward. Susugaja feels like he's relegated to hold that back line, just holding that back line. Can't really join into the fight, and it's a little bit problematic for Onyx Esports. If they want to go for a stronger finish, they have to coordinate with this marksman.
Yep, and on the other side of the coin, we do have one team Esports, and well, we saw how this one turned out. You know, Ashura, you kind of alluded to it. It was one team that took the win in the hit-to-hit. So far, they are up 1-0 against Onyx, right? I'm looking at the draft from the previous game. I'm trying to get a sensing of what was the key factor. And to me, that was the one when I was casting. I think it was the Jarvan and the Olaf that came into the equation. So Xianyu had Phoenix's number in that game, right? We talked about how the Jarvan counters the Olaf, and I think one team Esports here really understanding these matchups and understanding their draft to really pull it to full effect here.
And again, it's not only, I feel like, Shanyo that kind of just sets the pace for this particular thing. I think Ninja 7 as well, playing as that ADC of theirs, was pretty much unstoppable from yesterday. Now, going into our next set of matches here, as we do move on from Onyx and one team, the O's, the team that starts with the O's, we do have our next one. And this proper next is probably going to raise a lot of eyebrows. The top versus the under. It's going to be Cerberus up against Impunity. So we do have, first and foremost, Cerberus Esports, and I want to throw this first to Alus because I feel like he has a lot more to say about this particular team that has stood on top of Group C.
Genza just has been so good, right? Back in Vietnam, he has a damage share of 35% of their team's damage, and they have been given little to no resistance. So the second seed from Vietnam has continued to impress. Face Lee Sin is ban-worthy and will just get the early game to their favor. Expect him to still play around their Dragon lane more than the Baron lane, because Genza, again, Cerberus is just all about Genza.
And moving on to the next team that we do have, it is going to be Impunity, again from the Singapore region. And thankfully, we got two Singaporeans in the panelists. So
Granted, is this the point we disown?
What's happening?
Do we continue down this road?
Impunity Esports coming into the competition, you know, were a little bit hard to expect because they didn't exactly have the strongest performance against Alliance. They did have some good moments, but overall, Alliance were pretty much in full control of the series. And so coming in here, people were wondering, did they have something else they could bring to the table? In this case, they tried to switch things up. You could see Quad of Wasp moving down to the support role, Soul goes up to the Baron lane, and Scarlet Petal goes into the mid lane. You know, these kind of changes could be beneficial for them, but so far hasn't panned out in their favor.
Yeah, and just want to add on, like, these roster swaps or these role swaps have not been really that effective for them. The last kind of best image we saw of Impunity Esports was with Scarlet Petal back in support, and Cordova playing, I believe, the Baron lane. He was playing, you know, those off-lane, weak side tanks, which looked significantly better compared to when they did do the role swap. So I do like them more in that style.
So again, this particular match that we're going to be witnessing between these two is going to be quite a eye-opener, I would say, at least from that one. Moving forward into the next set of matches that we do have, it's the Berjaya Dragons up against MVP. Now, first team will be the Berjaya Dragons. Again, it's been said by you guys when we started today's broadcast, where I felt Burjai Dragons has a lot to offer. It seems like Chili is one that kind of leads this team to victory, also with Sasune, but there's still 1-2. And what's happening with that, guys?
I mean, Bajaj Dragons is the last hope for the Malaysian region. They are the Geek Fam has already been relegated, so they don't have much of a chance. Well, rather, the Malaysian region has to rely fully on Bajaj Dragons to bring them into the next stage of the Summer Super Cup. And so a lot of pressure is on this team to make plays. And like you mentioned, Chili is just an aggressive jungler. He's the one that sets up plays. But I also want to focus towards the Dragon Lane, because Sagi and Winter bring so much experience to the table. It doesn't feel like it's come fully online yet, but that could be the difference that helps them win games later on.
Yep, 100% agree with you. I think we're looking towards Chili to get things going. This is a team that understands how to put their jungler ahead and use the advantages he gets to control objectives. We haven't seen much of that so far compared to their own regional qualifiers. Looking forward to see them kind of return to form today.
On the other side, we have MVP, of course, and I did not forget Azurai. I know you kind of challenged me to say this. Papa, yes, Papa, he is the only player to bring out the Jinx, and he totally smashed the competition with it. So after getting their first win in day number 2, I expect them to still play around their Dragon Lane and get their carry ahead. Also, this team was known for doing role swaps, so don't be surprised if finally they will bring it out today to just flex their flexibility. And now that they're tied with the 2 other teams, I just expect them to go all out and not worry about, what others think.
And that will be, of course, the Berjaya Dragons versus MVP. Both of these teams, the last from their particular regions, if I'm not mistaken, again, with MVP coming from Hong Kong and their counterparts QWQ, they're the last hope for the Hong Kong region, and we'll see how that kind of transpires. Next up is probably our, I would say, our look after match here, which is going to be Buriram United Esports up against Flash Wolves, who is going to be able to break this down. Is it the, pardon me, I think it's like a castle for the Buriram side. So is it going to be the Wolves to blow over the castle? Is the castle going to stand tall with all that pressure from the Wolves? First and foremost, I believe we're going to be looking at Buriram United first. And this team, coming out of the Thai region, the Thailand region to be more specific, it seems like they should have done better alongside EVOS Esports. But 1-2, and that's something that kind of made a lot of people, especially me, kind of just scratch our heads.
I think Arluz put it best when he said that this Group D, has been a rock, paper, scissors situation where teams are just losing to one another. I don't think Burham has brought out their full form yet. I don't think they were too concerned about the results off of day 1 and 2. Instead, I think coming into day 4 now, they are going to pull out a lot more to deal with this threat, because Flash Wolves is honestly going to be their main competitor. If they can get rid of this major threat early on, then they put themselves in such a better position to just take out, just get through the group stages first.
Yeah. And just a parting note on that, this team, remember that they brought in what the Jess is a last minute kind of substitution. That's because right. their supporter couldn't make it. So we kind of have to take their results with a pinch of salt and say, maybe the synergy isn't there. Even though what the Jess is a very accomplished player, he might not have that level of communication of the whole team, which is resulting to them underperforming somewhat.
That's right. And on the other side, we have Flash Wolves. I know that we have a Cerberus team, but this is like a 3-headed monster as well, because Demon can carry the game, Bruce can also carry the game, and you also have Isara that can play carries in the Baron lane. So it's just a very good, well-composed team, right? And you have Kuti just leading the early game and making sure that when it comes to objectives, they will have security first before they go for the 50-50. That's a discipline that Taiwan has, right? Or Flash Wolves has ahead of the competition right now. And really, Flash Wolves is just so strong right now. And again, as I have mentioned, they will go unscathed in Group D.
I have to agree with that. The 3-0 is not at all a kind of fluke for this Flash Wolves team, and it kind of showed with the performance that they've shown throughout. And speaking of demons and whatnot and triple-headed beasts, I actually want to hopefully see a Flash Wolves versus Team Secret match moving forward. Oh, sorry, was it the Team Secret or Mihan? It escapes me. The Filipino demon versus the Taiwan demon. That would definitely be something to watch out for, because both of those ADCs have been spectacular. Anyways, we're just moments away from going with our first match of the day. Again, that is going to be Onyx Esports versus One Esports. And I just gotta ask you guys before, or actually no, we don't have time for that anymore, but definitely something to just look forward to. Start of the match for today. We're gonna be throwing it straight to our casters to bring you all the action. So guys, you know what to do.
Thank you very much, Asterai. My name is TJ, joined by Contra as we head into our action today. Contra, before we go too far, I did just want to give a shout out to Asterai. He was trying to change his setup so he could wear his hair out, and he got it sorted. It looks fabulous.